Good morning, one and all. So, in this session, we are going to learn create and read operations in MongoDB. So, it's a big story when coming to create and read, since MongoDB provides number of methods for creating as well as retrieving the data that is inserted in the MongoDB. So, coming to the agenda, insertOne and insertMany methods are used for creating the data, that is inserting the documents into MongoDB. Now, what is mongoimport and what is a load function? And find and findOne methods are used for retrieving the data in a MongoDB, right? So I quickly open my Mongo shell. Yes. So here I am going to connect to the local host. Yes. I am going to check what are the databases that was present. So show DBS. Yes, I am going to create a new database with a name called MRP. So use MRP. Now, I am going to create a collection here, that is db.create collection. Let me say my collection name is stud. So I am going to press enter. Now the collection was created. Now the first way of inserting the data is using the collection name, that is db.stud.insert1. I am going to inserting my data. So name, let me say Pavan, and ID. Let me add some value and I am going to press enter. Yes, the data was inserted successfully. This is the first way of inserting the documents into MongoDB. Now, what is the second way? Using mongoimport. And previous class we have learned about how to load a JavaScript file also. So for this I am going to load my JavaScript file. So for this I have saved my JavaScript file. I am opening that file. So let me open this one, and as well as my program, and similarly prompt. Now in my first one, I'm going to connect this using load function. So this is the load function. So db equal to connect mongodb colon localhost. This is my database name and details. Here I'm going to replace it with my collection name, that is stud. So I'm going to save this one. In this I have entered two types of documents, name equal to kbn, id 100, and name equal to college and id 1234. I am going to save this one in my local disk, that is D drive. Now I am going to import this one in the MongoDB. So load, I am going to mention the path name, that is D drive colon slash, that file name is prog.js, that is prog.js. Now I am going to press enter. It was selected too. So I am just verifying using the find method, that is db.stud.find. Yes, you can clearly see that the value of KBN as well as college is also inserted in a MongoDB. So this is the second way. Now, what is the third way? What is mongoimport? So MongoDB provides certain database tools which are used for importing and exporting the documents. So in this page, MongoDB community line database tools can be downloaded into your system. So these are the MongoDB database tools, which contains mongoimport, mongoexport, mongoshell, etc. I already downloaded in my system. Once you download it in your system, we are going to copy those files. So these are the MongoDB database tools. I'm just maximizing it. Here you can clearly see some of the tools will be available in the bin folder, that is mongostat, mongotop, bson dump, mongodump, mongoexport, mongofiles, mongoimport, and mongostore. All these files, that are exe files which was present in the bin folder, is to be copied and it has to be pasted in your MongoDB installed folder in the local host, that is in my system in program files MongoDB server 8.4, that is bin folder. I am going to copy these all files. I already copied these files, that is mongo export, import files, etc. Once you download all these exe files and paste it in your MongoDB folder, then we are going to open a new command prompt, and using the new command prompt, that is using mongoimport, we are going to download, or we are going to run the command here. So let me type mongoimport, and here I am going to mention my file name. So d drive colon slash, here my file name is a JSON file. So this is my JSON file. So this is the second file, which consists of name age, and name age, and name age, etc. so on. సో మాంగో ఇంపోర్ట్ అండ్ మాంగో ఎక్స్పోర్ట్ కి సంబంధించి మనం ఏదైతే ఫోల్డర్ ఇక్కడ సైడ్ లో చూపించామో ఇక్కడ నుంచి మనం డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకోవాలి. వన్స్ డౌన్లోడ్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత బిన్ ఫోల్డర్ లో ఉన్న ఈఎక్సీ ఫైల్స్ ని మన లోకల్ సిస్టమ్ లో ఎక్కడైతే MongoDB ఇన్స్టాల్ అయిందో అక్కడ వాటిని పేస్ట్ చేయాలి. వన్స్ పేస్ట్ చేసిన తర్వాత మనం ఈ మాంగో ఇంపోర్ట్ కమాండ్ ని మనం యూజ్ చేయగలం. సో మై ఫైల్ నేమ్ ఈస్ myproc.js. సో myprog.json, and here I am going to write -d, which means my database name, mrp-c, which means my collection name, and similarly I am going to write it as JSON array. ఒకవేళ JSON array కింద రాయకపోతే కనుక MongoDB will take only the first document, that is the first value నే తీసుకుంటుంది. JSON array కింద రాస్తే కంప్లీట్ డాక్యుమెంట్స్ అన్నింటినీ తీసుకుంటుంది. సో ఇక్కడ నేను మొత్తం 6 టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ వాల్యూస్ రాశాను. సో ఈ 6 వాల్యూస్ నాకు ఒకేసారి ఇంపోర్ట్ అయిపోవాలి. సో ఐఎమ్ గోయింగ్ టు ప్రెస్ ఎంటర్. Here you can clearly see that connected to MongoDB localhost and 6 documents was imported successfully. సో ఒకసారి మాంగో షెల్ లోకి వెళ్ళి డాక్యుమెంట్స్ ఇన్సర్ట్ అయ్యలేదో చూద్దాం. సో db.stud.find. ఐఎమ్ గోయింగ్ టు ప్రెస్ ఎంటర్. You can clearly see that the values which I have inserted using Mongo import was directly imported into our MongoDB. So this is the third way of inserting the data into MongoDB. The first way is using by insertOne, and second one is using load function, and third one is Mongo import. Now, what is the fourth way? Using insertMany function. So I am going to use db.stud.insertMany here. So while using insertMany, we definitely pass an array of values only. So definitely we are going to make it as array of values. So since we are inserting number of documents, so I am going to write it as XYZ. And similarly, I am going to write it as age, let me say as 45. And I am going to close this one, and I am going to open another one. Let me type it as name. So let me type it as college, and ID, let me type it as ID, and the value is 100. So I am going to close this array of values and also closing the final method. I am going to press enter. So you can clearly see the 2 documents was inserted successfully. So let me check this whether the values are inserted or not. So db.stud.find. Yes, you can clearly see that college 100 value is also inserted, as well as XYZ is also inserted. So these are the ways to insert the documents into MongoDB. So the first one is using insertOne function, and second one is using load function, and the third one is using Mongo import, and fourth one is using insertMany. Now, coming to the retrieving. So reading operation of MongoDB provides 2 types of methods. So what are the 2 types of methods that are MongoDB provided? That is find method and as well as findOne. So these are the methods that are provided by MongoDB. So let me check with the find function. The find function is used to retrieve the values that we already know. So let me type this one, db.stud.find. So find function will retrieve all the data. Now, what is the use of pretty function? db.stud.find along with pretty. So pretty will give the exact and correct match of the output whenever we are going to use. If at all we are going to specify certain type of values, or we are going to retrieve certain type of values, then MongoDB will use a function called findOne or findMany. So here I am going to use a find function first. So what is a find function? So for this we are going to run certain types of queries. So what are the queries? Let me check these queries. So here, what are the queries of read operation? So for this I am going to import my data. Let me show my data. So this is my data. So here I am going to write a title, Linux in a simple way, an ISBN value, whether it is the textbook is downloadable or not, and what are the number of reviews, and what are the tags, what are the languages, and what is the author name. So I have entered my first document like this. Linux is a simple way, 6677 is the ISBN number, downloadable false, and number of reviews are 1. Tags are OS, freeware, shell programming, and languages are English, Hindi, and Telugu, and author name is name, call name, profile. I have inserted the experience, course, and books. So this is an inner array. So here I am going to insert my first document like this. Similarly, the second document is like this. Java in simple way, ISBN, downloadable, number of reviews, tags, languages, author, etc. Similarly, name, call name, profile, experience, course, and books. And similarly for third one, Python in a simple way, ISBN, downloadable, number of reviews, tags and languages, and author name, etc. And now title, ISBN, downloadable, number of reviews, tags, languages for DevOps also. So in tags I have changed as Jenkins, GIT, and CICD since it is a DevOps. Name, call name, profile, and experience, course, and books. Similarly, the fourth one, that is MongoDB in a simple way, that ISBN number, downloadable, number of reviews, etc. Similarly, for the fifth one, Oracle, ISBN, downloadable, number of reviews and tags, languages and author name, etc. Last one is shell scripting. So ISBN, downloadable, number of reviews, tags, languages, author name, etc. Now I am closing this file. So this file name is books.json. I have mentioned it file name as a books.json. Now I am going to load into my MongoDB shell. So for this, I am going to create a new collection, db.create collection. So let me make my collection name as books. I am going to press enter. Now we will verify how the find function is used to retrieve the data using a number of queries. So using a find function, we can mention a specific query, like we can use select statement in DBMS. Now I am going to open my Mongo import shell, that is Mongo import. I am going to mention the file name d:/. So let me check my file name. Here it is books.json. So here books.json -d. My file name is mrp, that is database name is mrp-c. My collection name is also books, and I'm going to import the JSON array. I'm going to press enter. Oh, sorry. Mongo import. Yes. Yes, connected to Mongo, and 7 documents was imported successfully. So let me check here. So open my Mongo shell. I'm going to clear the screen. So db.books.find. Yes, you can clearly see that all the values are imported successfully into my new collection. Now, what is the first query? The first query looks like this. So let me type this one. We are list out the documents present in books collection. So let me retype books collection. So we already listed here. So let me write first once again db.books.find of. So let me type along with pretty. So all the documents are listed. Now I am going to count the total number of documents. So let me type this one. Count the total number of documents. So here I am going to write like this. That is db dot collection name dot. Let me type db dot collection name dot find of. We can use a function called count to count the total number of documents that are present in the MongoDB. So in my collection, the total number of documents are 7. Now we are going to retrieve the first document. So list the first document only. So for retrieving only first document, MongoDB provides a method called findOne. So findOne means only the first document in the collection is retrieved. So Java in a simple way. And similarly, I am going to run again. And here you can clearly see that Java in a simple way. So this is the first document that was taken by the MongoDB in the collection. So findOne will retrieve only the first document present in the books collection. Now, and we are going to use another statement also here. So we are going to list the documents where downloadable is false. So list the documents from collection where downloadable is false. So we are going to list this one. So for this, I am going to write db dot collection name dot find. Here we can mention the specified query. So downloadable equal to false, that is colon false. I am going to close this one. I am going to close, and I am going to call the pretty function. I am going to press enter. Oh, false is not defined. Oh, sorry, spelling false, false. Enter. Here you can clearly see that downloadable false for Python in a simple way, and downloadable false for Linux in a simple way, and similarly downloadable false for DevOps in a simple way. So in our document, we have written downloadable true for certain documents. So those values are not going to be written here. So Java in a simple way, the downloadable is true. We just called for downloadable is false only. సో డౌన్లోడబుల్ దేనికైతే ఫాల్స్ ఉందో ఆ డాక్యుమెంట్స్ మనం రిట్రీవ్ చేసుకోవాలి అనుకుంటే కనుక db.books.find of downloadable colon false. And now the next question. Now we are going to retrieve some data. So list all the documents. List all the documents where number of reviews is 3. So for this, I'm going to mention my query. So db dot books dot find of, I'm going to write this one, number of reviews colon 3. I'm going to close this one and I'm going to close. I'm going to call the pretty function also. I'm going to press enter. So which are having number of reviews 3, those documents are going to be retrieved using this query. So this is the query. Now coming to the next query. Now I am going to list out all the documents from the books collection where author's call name is Kohli. So list out all the documents where author call name is Kohli. So this is the most important. While retrieving the data, we are going to retrieve this. So here in my document profile as well as call name is there. So in author contains another array that consists of call name. So while retrieving the call name or while calling the call name, we are going to call with the main array. So author dot name, author dot call name, and author dot profile. If at all we are going to retrieving the number of experiences by an author, we are going to call author dot profile dot experience. So like this we are going to call, that is, if a value of a field is again a document which is a nested property value that can be accessed by using a dot operator. So we are going to use a dot operator to retrieve the values which is a nested property. So which is a nested property. Prop. So let me call this one. So the query will be like this: db dot books dot find of, I am going to call author dot call name colon equal to Kohli. Now I am going to close this one and I am going to wait one second. Here I am going to close this one and I am going to close this one and as well as pretty function, main method and pretty function. I am going to press enter. One second, pretty is not a sorry. Pretty. Yes. So here you can clearly see that Virat Kohli call name is Kohli. So since it is a nested property, we are going to use the dot operator. So author, that is author dot call name equal to Kohli. That is, if a value of a field is again a document, then that nested property value can be accessed by using a dot operator. So in this case, key must be enclosed within the quotes. So definitely the key must be enclosed within the quotes, that is author dot call name. Similarly, list out the documents where author profile contains exactly two courses, where author profile contains exactly two courses. So let me retrieve this one. So for this also, since it is a nested property value, we are going to use a dot operator. So db dot books dot find of, let me write like this: author dot profile dot courses. Yes, courses colon. I am going to close this one and I am going to call the pretty function. Pretty. No other courses containing the two. See, since all the values we have entered the value as courses 3 and similarly courses 2 etc. will be there. So I am going to retrieve these values. One second, I rewrite the query author dot course. So let me check once again. Yes, we can find the author dot course value as 2. So course is equal to 2 and course is equal to 2. We can call the value as course is equal to 3 so that we can get the different output here. In the previous query, I have written courses, so that's why the output was not given. So here the course is equal to 3. So author profile value. So what the query we have written? Author dot profile dot course, that is author dot profile dot course. Since it is a nested document, we are going to use the dot operator author dot profile dot course. Now we are going to list the document where the languages contains only Telugu element here. So let me run the again query. So let me clear this one. Next one is list the documents where language contains Telugu. So for this, I am going to write db dot books dot find of. Let me type this one language. Oh, let me enclose in quotes language colon. Let me type it as Telugu. So closing this one and I am going to close this one. I am going to call the pretty function. Now I am going to press the enter. Oh, language Telugu, sorry. String was not properly quoted. Telugu. I'm going to press enter. No, languages or language. I think we have written as languages. So let me rewrite this query. Let me press enter. Yes, you can clearly see that languages which contain Telugu, those values are retrieved using this query. So the query will be like this: db dot books dot find of languages colon Telugu dot pretty. So in this way we can retrieve the values. If at all we can query the arrays also. For this we are going to list the documents where the tag array contains only one element, that is programming. So we are going to retrieve the next query will be like this. What will be the next query? Where documents contains tags array contains only one element. Only one element. So I am going to write a query like this, listing all the documents like this. So db dot books dot find of, I am going to call tags. Tags includes only programming. Let me write the spelling correctly. Programming. I am going to close this one, and I am going to close, and I am going to close, and I am going to call the pretty function. Let me recheck the array. So tags here, programming. Yes, I'm going to press enter. Yes, tags which contains the programming, that values are going to be retrieved. And in this way, we can retrieve number of queries and we connect the number of queries using a read operator. So this is MongoDB read and as well as create operations. Thank you.